What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to talk all about micro strategy and how it's been going crazy, and it's really been the number one stock that I've had my eyes on for trading options. Now this stock is special in so many different ways, from the company itself to the way that the options trade. And honestly, it's a lot of money on the table with this one. Today, we're going to see how we had two game changing opportunities to make money. And we're going to hop straight into it, starting off with this chart in front of us. We have a 4-hour chart, which means every candle represents 4 hours. And you can see we started at 120 around September, so just 2 months ago, and we're sitting at 388, almost touching that $400 mark within about a little bit more than 2 months. So we see a bunch of ups and downs, and we're going to break this down for you and see how you was able to take advantage. So we're going to zoom into this area, but notice the big thing that I see is happening over and over is the price keeps bouncing off of this yellow line. Now this yellow line happens to be the EMA, right? Exponential moving average. This is the 50, right? The blue one is my 9, and the 9 simply means that we're moving a little bit faster, and the 50 means we're moving a little bit slower, but we're still valid to go up. So whenever the price comes down to touch it, that's an area that could act as a reversal. Now, just being above the moving average says we're likely to continue moving up. And notice the price did just that as we continue moving on up above this yellow 50 EMA. So this is the 4-hour chart. And whenever you go to a different time frame, you're going to see a different moving average. So understanding the right time frames is key to understanding the overall trend. All right, so we're gonna zoom in to some of these little flag patterns slash pennant patterns, because you can see this is a commonality between this stock and what's been happening. So we're gonna zoom out really quick, and I'm gonna show you a bigger pennant that created this entire run, and this is all the way back in March. We pretty much had some highs right there, and then we have some lows right there. So you can see we was respecting this pennant until we broke out here in September at about 140 and then pushed straight up. Now pennants is MicroStrategy's thing, right? It likes to do its consolidation, and then once it breaks out, it likes to make some new highs, right? Same thing you can see in this area here. This is a daily chart, so it's hard to see the ups and downs until we go to the 4-hour where we were before. Long story short, once you break out of that, you can see it created new highs. It had another pennant in this area, broke out, created new highs, and now we see a new pennant being created over the last few days, broke out today, made new highs. All right, so just keeping those two things on watch for you guys for some bullish momentum. One aspect, because the 50 EMA is being respected as a key condition, is what I will call it, but also as a key level, because the price is bouncing off of it, right? And these are the things that I teach in my Discord. These are the things that I teach in my mentorships and one-on-ones. So if you want to learn, hit the link in the bio and you could get started today. All right, so this is a simple system that I follow, which is following the trend, and the trend is saying up from multiple different factors, and when you combine these factors together, it's going to give you an overall strong conviction of whether the price is going to go up, go down, or move sideways. All right, so we're going to dive a little bit deeper into some of the some of the companies, right? Some of the companies' agenda and what makes MicroStrategy so well, and then we're gonna hop into the day trade slash swing trade that we took today, right? And we're still holding a position, so I'm gonna explain that to you guys. But MicroStrategy is special because Michael Saylor is the CEO, and he decided to buy $12 billion worth of Bitcoin. And this was a few months ago, so it's definitely worth a lot more now. And it was estimated to be about 250,000 Bitcoins he was holding as a company. So the first public company, right, on the stock market to pretty much invest in Bitcoin. And he's going all in, and he's telling you he's not selling, and he's giving you all the reasons why it's good. So I gotta shout out a YouTube channel that I watch. Let's take a look. Mr. Bitcoin Bros. Well, this is Michael Saylor himself. If we take a look at Bitcoin Bros, they're a YouTube channel, but they talk all about MicroStrategy, and just watching their channel will give you a good heads up on what's coming up next in terms of MicroStrategy news and technical analysis. But they gave a good video on how this could go to 500, right? Now, I don't just play anyone's play. I use my own technical analysis, but MicroStrategy has been a play that I've been trading pretty much almost every day because of how good it is in terms of the price action. And I noticed that the premiums got super expensive, like super expensive. And you could take a look at the option implied volatility, and it was about 140%, which is a lot for a stock. And long story short, this strike is pretty far out, and I felt comfortable taking this strike because of all the signs that I've seen with MicroStrategy. This is just pricing in that we're gonna have a huge move. And looking at all the signs with crypto and the price action with MicroStrategy, taking into consideration the pennant that we've seen on MicroStrategy, right? These pennants lead to a bigger breakout, and if we did happen to break out, I've seen us going to about 445. All right, so $445 as a target due to a $65 measured move pullback from this 383 previous high. All right, so we came all the way down here, pretty much took the difference and added it to the top, which gave me a target of 445. And I did that last night, and today we was at about 350 when I entered, and we pushed straight up to, all right, so I entered right about here, and we pushed straight up to about 375, right, within a matter of about 2 hours. So the reason why I decided to enter this trade at this particular time is, one, you can see we're above these EMAs on the 5-minute chart. That's bullish. You can see strong candles, right? This very big strong candle was a big one, telling me there's strength, and we're respecting the 9 EMA, which is a short-term moving average that tells us we have some quicker momentum in play. And you can see that continuing as the price went on. But if we zoom out to the 15-minute chart, this one gave me a little bit more context, because you can see some levels here that's being held as support. But a bigger thing is if you zoom out and see how the previous high was here, came down, created this high. Now this high created a resistance, which I'm looking for price to close above to tell me we're gonna travel back up towards the edge of this range, and then potentially this high here. So once I seen this candle close right there, bow above that high, that gave me validation that we should travel up. We did pull back in the pre-market, which gave opportunity to catch a breakout to the up, well, a run up to the upside. So that's what I pretty much did. I was confident in what I seen and took the risk for $2.05 per contract, and we was up. Now this was a lot of implied volatility, decay, or premium decay, you could call it. And I was only up about 17% in this area, and then about in this area probably like 27%, and then probably reached up to it's in the 30s. So that was MicroStrategy for you in this run. All right, now it did come all the way back down to this area, and before it even did pull back, I drew this bull flag, and you can see it was forming something, right? It was forming, and usually this flag, once price is broken out of it, will create another run. Now this was a pretty straight up run, so I was expecting a pullback or some long consolidation before we make another run, and this one gave it to you pretty quick, right? Straight down and right back up. This engulfing candle told us there was a lot of buying pressure in the market. You can see the volume is still solid throughout the day, and that created another opportunity to grab some calls and potentially see this new high, which had happened at the end of the day. So holding some calls. I still believe that we have some upside in play. All right, you can see that we did close above this high you see here by the use of this candle here. All right, so this candle on the 15-minute chart is showing us we did close above it. We could pull back a little bit, and you know, that's just what the market does. We can't control what the price does every single candle, but all we could do is observe what the price has confirmed and is telling us, right? And then from there, you want to position yourself in the right spot at the right time to capitalize on the move that you're seeing. All right, so MicroStrategy, we're gonna keep this one on watch. This was a great day. All right, we had a good one in the chat today. We told the team straight up in the morning. I pretty much told everybody, hey, I know most people are waking up in a slump from last week's market dump, just like a lot of other traders. The difference is we don't let the market dictate our emotions. If you had a bad week last week, make sure you make this one a good one. Own your power to direct your life by starting with your thoughts and feelings. I didn't have a good week last week, yet I sat down and put together a 60 pages of insanely valuable information, including risk management, strategies, and more. When life knocks you down, please remind yourself to please get the fuck up and keep pushing. Hope everyone has an amazing trading day. Let's get it. All right, so that is some good little morning inspiration to go with your coffee. All right, so pretty much a lot of people lost money last week during the dump, and we seen the market in a bullish situation. All right, when I say the market, I'm talking about the SPY. So we're gonna take a look, see what I'm seeing. You can see this 4-hour chart, this huge obvious move right there. That's the election. And if we take a look at the previous highs, see this one right there, this is being respected as support, right? Once, twice, double bottom, and you can see these EMAs. It did cross over to the downside, indicating some momentum, but I believe this is good, because if people see this as momentum shorters, that's going to create more stop losses, which could propel us to the upside if this support level does hold up. All right, so pay attention to this volume coming in at these levels. Pay attention to that higher low. Pay attention to that we just closed above that 9 EMA, and this is a retracement. All right, and whenever there's retracement, aka pullback, you can measure it. Now, based on this wave up, you can see this is the 50% mark, and we came right down to that level and respected it. So, not gonna lie, pretty much an A+ situation right here. All right, that's on a lot of levels. This setup is telling us we got some room to run. And if we look at the weekly, you got this big weekly candle that can't forget about, right? Can't forget about this candle. That's election, and we're still above this 90 EMA. We're in an uptrend. We're looking strong. We do have a red candle from last week, but we're saying that that candle is more created from a slight pullback compared to everything else that's happened. So if we get above this 50 EMA on a 4-hour, then the game is really changed. So in the same area, we do have a demand zone. So above 590, right? Specifically 591 to 592. If we hold this area as support and we start pushing on up, we're likely to see 598. All right, 599, 601, and higher. All right, so keep these levels on watch. Just as price went up pretty fast, pretty strong, we're not saying it's gonna make just a sudden strong move just like that, but we're still part of this wave that had that sudden strong move. So we gotta be aware that price can move pretty quick. So if you guys have any questions, hit me up in my DMs at Trading with Cam on Instagram, or send me an email, tradingwithcam@gmail.com, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.